Good morning, passport holders. Today, August 10th, 2017, making today day 1014 of the vlogs. And tonight at work was incredibly slow. Grand total calls that should have hit my phone. So that excludes calls that were going back to our partners and things like that. Grand total 6 calls. No sales, no nothing. So had plenty of time on my hands to read a book. Made more damage in it than I was expecting to. So I should actually be able to finish it up tonight if I really push. Alternatively, I'll just end up spending all my time working on the pitch deck that I'm going to be working on a lot today. My hope now that I'm home is that I'm going to do the coding that I normally have been doing in the afternoons now, since it's actually a pretty simple task. And then I'm going to watch an episode of Big Brother, go to bed. So I hope you guys are having a great start to your Thursday, because I got to get jumped on mine. So I'm going to go do that, but let's get this one started. Alright guys, approaching 4 o'clock at this point, but I've been up for a number of hours because I went to sleep after 5.5 hours, woke up with a severe neck spasm. So, been a little rough to start, to say the least. I'm in good spirits now because the painkillers kicked in, the muscle relaxants kicked in, and I just got out of what was effectively about a 15-minute shower to try and loosen it up. Got dressed, and then have continued to work on the Mondo script, all 4 pieces combined, because there were certain things that I was doing in certain orders that made sense when I was only doing 10 or 15 or 25 or 100 domains. When I'm doing, like I am right now, 25,000 domains, seeing all those data pieces actually slows the process down. Additionally, I had some queries that were repetitive, so stripped those out, removed them, and actually instantiated them with instantiated the same result using a different method, and so was able to get that all going. So like I said, this 25,000 domain name run has been running for about, I want to say, like an hour and a half now, and I know that it's running much slower than it could because A1, I think I'm being rate limited by the registry right now. But 2, my laptop is overheating. That's clear as day. So I think that once I can get this hosted on a server grade piece of hardware in a cool data center, this will run even faster than it is right now. So super excited about that. And that's kind of where things are at the moment. Waiting for that to finish, which should take, I don't know, another half hour or so. In the meantime, though, I'm going to eat something. And then after that, I'm going to try and take care of the vlog, take care of lunch or dinner or whatever the heck we're calling, and then the vlog edit, get that all taken care of. So those are the targets. I'm debating on whether or not I work on the pitch deck today or if I just do more of the coding stuff. Not that there's a ton left to do on this portion of it, and going forward I have to break out the JSON scripts in order to understand how to start writing those again, because I'm not very smart in that area. So and it's been a long time since I even wrote one of those, so I gotta get back into that. So that's the deal. I think that I'm probably gonna leave that for Sunday or Monday, to be absolutely honest, and just work on the pitch deck the rest of the weekend. But obviously I've still got an 8-hour shift between here and there, which, yeah, it's tough for me to want to go in there when I get 6 legitimate phone calls or 11 legitimate phone calls or 13 legitimate phone calls over the course of an 8-hour shift. I'm still going to hit my goal. I'm pretty certain of that at this point, but man, it's rough. So yeah, let's get this going. All right, guys, 8:20 at this point. I should be on the road, but I'm not yet, and there's a good reason for it, and that is because as I was running the name server queries on, I think it was like 35,000 domains, it was really slowing down because I was pinging a lot of Chinese servers, which I mentioned earlier was a function of like the fact that I'm just using numerical domain names, or domain names that lead with multiple numerals. So what I decided to do, because I knew that this was going to be an issue that I was going to face continuously, is find an additional way to attack it. And the answer was by trying to pull the domain's A record, which I could do very, very quickly. And then once I got the A record, computing that down to a country code. And so found a PHP library that allows me to do that pretty quickly as I trip on the treadmill here. Coded that up, got that going, and then coded up the database field so that that can be stored and then cleaned based on countries that we know we don't want to work with. So there are a couple of countries, there are a lot of registrars, there are a handful of different hosting providers that we can't work with. So now I've got a way to get all three of those pieces cleaned out very efficiently. So registrar comes back very quickly, IP address comes back very quickly. As a result, country code comes back very quickly. Those three fields then become the primaries that we sort against, and then I go and get the name servers, and then the final piece will be pinging the Google API that I need in order to get my final piece of data relating to this. But having added, all things said and done, about 35,000 domain names into the database and then culling it down, as it stands right now, I still have yet to do the country code cleaning, which is why I'm going to be leaving here late, because I've only got about another 400 domain names that need to be pulled and then culled, and then I'll start the name server run. That's going to end up being a great situation where I'm going to see, probably my guess, right now I've got about 6,600 domain names still remaining out of those original 35,000. I'm expecting to get it down to less than 5,000, which is actually a great number. And the reason is that I'm limited, theoretically. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get there, but theoretically I'm limited to only 20 domain names a second with this Google API. So if it's only 5,000 domain names on 35,000, well then I'm able to get it done in about 20 minutes if my math is right there, which it may not be. So, but if I can get that kind of volume reduced down and then checked, well then that means that it's just that many more valid domain names I can check on a more regular basis, which, when we scale it up all the way to, 100 million domain names, well then, okay, cool, we're only working with 55 million. That means that I can do, in theory, a check every 90 days on domain names that need to be checked. If we can get it even smaller to a subset, because we have certain hosting providers that we deem even higher quality, or countries that we deem even higher reward on, well then I can check those every 30 days. And so that's where this is going to get very interesting. But lots of coding still left to be done. I'm feeling super positive about it, but looking like we're just about finished here. So I'm going to go and kick off the next script and then head up to work. Alright guys, so I am here at work and it is just about 9 o'clock, so I'll be a couple minutes late, not a big deal given the fact that I stayed 15 minutes late, and I told my boss that I was going to be late, or my mentor technically, and on top of all that, yeah, there's a 5-minute grace period anyways. So, not looking forward to another slow night, but that's the reality of the job that we're facing, building. But I apologize to you guys if I went super technical today. I'm just trying to build a tool that will help me generate revenue so that I can get paid at this company. It's just frustrating that I can't just have their native business provide me what they promised. So, one step at a time. I've got to make this job good, which is weird because I have some weird pride and honor thing that I shouldn't have for a job like this, but I do. And so, just trying to make that all resolved in my brain so that I'm not getting frustrated every time I walk through these doors. But I also thank you so much for your time and your attention, guys. I appreciate them both. And remember, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still. So go do cool stuff. Bye for now.